all about heart. We got to come here. It's not about here anymore. It's a linking of the two. It's not like denying our wisdom and our intelligence, but it's coming to the heart and pausing and feeling everything from that place of love. And even when we go to share a message with someone that we know may be rejected, if it's coming from love, Spirit will speak it through us beautifully. And then we have to let go. It's not our responsibility how that message is received. It is our responsibility to deliver it. So really great awareness, Eileen, on the heart connection. Yes.
And she adds, butterflies blast off.
Yay!
I can feel it too. The shift is powerful this year, 2014, very positive.
Yes.
And then my poser says, I feel like you are speaking straight to me, Tanya. I am so ready for the butterfly.
Awesome.
And then Don says, I thought she was talking to me.
I am. I'm talking to all of you.
And then Eileen said, everything you're saying is 100% with how I feel right now.
That makes sense.
There's a question there from some guy called Ron.
Okay.
And he says, I want to ask Tanya, what exactly is ascension? How do I know it needs to happen or is happening?
Okay. Well, basically, ascension, like I said, it's a very natural evolutionary process that's always going to happen. And it's when we are expanding our energy, our frequency is expanding. And as that expansion happens, we open ourselves to embody higher consciousness. And so it's a process that actually affects us at every level of our being. It affects us, our electromagnetic field. It affects our physical body. It affects our mental body, our emotional body, the auric field. Everything is affected as we are going through this ascension process. And so many people, the quickest, easiest way I can relate to ascension is if you can imagine that you're listening to your radio and it's between stations, and you know how you get that static where it's just like, and you can't hear anything, but there's something there. It's just you're not quite tuned in enough to hear. So ascension is you went from that static, and then you're tuning and fine-tuning that dial, and boom, Angel 101. And it doesn't have to be Angel 101, but that's just my little playful take on it. But basically, you get the point, is you go from this staticky energy where there was confusion, chaos, there was not clarity, it was very muddled, and suddenly you're tuned in to a higher frequency and you can hear, you understand, you're connected. And so the ascension process is for that purpose. It's to take the sleeping humans. There's a reason we have so many zombie movies, It's to take that sleeping zombiness of the humanity that's been oppressed and just bought all the BS, like had people telling us what we should believe, having people tell us what we should do, having people tell us how to talk, when to write, when to not write. It's just complete control. And the soul level of us knew, especially these sensitive not new souls, but these sensitive souls that have come in, these indigo children and crystal children, star seed children, they didn't come here to submit. And so as we came in as children and that was happening, we put up with it, we tolerated it, we challenged it, we tried everything we could to make sense of this planet because of its heaviness. But there comes a day when we decided enough. Like, we have bowed and submitted enough. We have tolerated enough. And shifts happen when that happens. So the ascension is really, in essence, we are channeling in higher frequency and we are calling it in. Like, it's not like the universe is saying, you all need to expand and evolve, or the angels are saying, you all need this, humans. It's the rules. What's really happening is you as humans, and if we can go beyond humans, you as a soul have called in the assistance. You're hurting, you're suffering, you have caused each other pain, and you have caused yourself such pain to the point of wanting to die. And we are at the point now where we have destroyed our planet, we have destroyed ourselves, and we have lashed out and tried to destroy each other. And our souls are calling in for the assistance. Our souls want the evolution. They want the frequency to fine tune into the station so that we can understand, so that we can channel in higher consciousness, so that we can assist as a healer, so that we can know that we're one with Source. We don't feel separate. We don't feel afraid and less than anymore. We feel a powerful awareness of our oneness. We feel deep compassion and empathy to where we can feel the souls around us, but not in a way that makes us sick anymore or makes us feel tense because of their energy, but where we can balance it and we can feel with such love and compassion what they're going through, and we can have the courage to share and shine truth to assist them as they cross that bridge from 5 sensory to 6 sensory. Because we've all been brought up on a planet where everything was 5 sensory. It's just like what you see is what you get. You know, this is reality, right? And we're being encouraged to cross the bridge to 6 sensory, which is more 6-dimensional intuition, higher consciousness, higher frequencies, miracles. You know, what we call miracles, Source says is truly just alignment, and law of attraction states that what we focus on, we attract. And so it's really a matter of focus right now. Many of you are afraid of a lot of things. You're afraid the world's going to end. You have created a God in the image that tells you that, you know, that it's like an angry father, that if you've done good, you will be rewarded, and if you've done bad, you are going to be punished. And there's like this karmic belief in fear, judgment, and, you know, a lashing out. And then there's a different opportunity in that 6th sensory space of intuition and higher consciousness, is a place of there is karma, because there is a cause and effect to everything, but it's a love karma energy. It's everything will come to you to teach you something. Every soul that comes along will be there as an assistant to help you understand, and that it's all coming because you are loved. It's all something that your own soul has summoned in to help you. So it's nothing that there's a God out there lashing out at you because you're unworthy. It's you calling out to remember you. Does that make sense? I hope it does.
Yeah, it does. And Mariposa says, best example of ascension I've heard.
Thank you. Well,
then,
thank you to my angels, because they're channeling it through, and I just letting it come out.
and a comment that Eileen made before when you were talking about the way that some people were treated.
Yes.
She says, thank you. I have been treated that way as an incarnated angel with lots of humans my whole life. I
Yes.
now set boundaries. I do not give away all my love anymore, and no longer let people take from me.
Awesome.
I know my worth now. We are deeply powerful. And Don is saying, straight up, tell it how it is. And
yes.
Mariposa says, amen.
Yes. And that's so true, because you all are so powerful. And the ones that have gotten their butts kicked the hardest, it's because it's, in a sense, those lower vibrational beings that really love to control and manipulate others' energy. They are afraid of you. They're afraid of your gentleness. They're afraid of the fact that your very presence challenges the hell out of them. Your very presence challenges everything that they do to control and lash out, because your light is shining, and it scares them, because there's a part of them that is very attached to this belief system of who they are and what they have to be. And so your very presence challenges them. So don't take that personal. However, don't drop that awareness, and don't allow the misalignment of others to trigger the same within yourself. That is such an important message. And it's 444 right now. We should go check that angel number and see what you get from that. But yeah, it's all so important. And one thing that I had Source brought to me today, as I'm wearing my amber, if you can see, I've got this amber necklace, and I just felt led to wear it after the past couple of days. I was just in some really heavy energy, and I was just like, what the crap is that? I've just been tested and tested. And I remembered my amber necklace, and I remembered what it helps me with. And so Source encouraged me to put it on. And I wanted to read to you. This is from the Book of Stones again. I've mentioned this book before. I'll show it to you. And I'm just going to read you a little bit about amber. And if any of you out there feel a connection to it, I just feel that I'm meant to share this, and it could be a powerful elemental tool for you that you could wear when you're working with clients as a healer, or just when you're walking through environments that are heavy. And I want you to remember this, though. You do not have to stay attached to any environment, person, title, anything if it feels yucky. If it feels heavy and gross and like toxic to you, please have the wisdom to listen to that. Please have the wisdom to understand that your body is telling you everything you need to know so that you will choose higher and love yourself. And the next step is just being still, thanking Spirit for guidance. Thank your angels for illuminating the doors to guide you to exactly the new environments where you will be loved, where you will be honored, where your wisdom and intuition will be celebrated, and, reverence will be shown. You each deserve this. And if you can understand that and call for it, you will manifest it in your lives. And this lower vibrational stuff you've experienced to this point was to help wake you up. It was to teach you. It was to teach you from the contrast so that you would never want to walk there again. And it was also to help cultivate a sense of deep compassion in you, to help you understand what others are going through. I've been through so much in my life. I'm actually writing a book about it, but I feel like as I look at all that, the reason I went through it all is not because of a story, and not so that I can sell a book because of my story. It's more so that I could understand and have awareness for what so many humans go through. And as I was called in to become a healer, which I didn't really know was going to happen when I was younger, as that happened, it all makes sense now, because now I can look back and realize not only do I understand what they're all going through, I've been with them. I'm one of them. And there's this deeper connection at a soul level where there's a sense of trust and understanding when we have walked through these things with another, and we can relate to their soul. And so a lot of earth angels that are incarnated this time, it was partly your task to walk through that darkness. You wanted to understand it. It was like your school, like your college, your life college. It's like you got the freaking doctorate's degree of life school, and don't underestimate that. Like, that schooling, that education was very important for you, and it's serving a purpose to help you and others. So I just want to remind you all of that. But here's what I'm going to read. Oh, go ahead.
No, Eileen's saying, will you be sharing this video on your timeline later, the 444? And Kathy's asking, what does 444 mean?
Okay, so I'm going to let you guys do this little research while I read to you about Amber. But here's what you can do. We can talk about a whole show about numerology and numbers, but basically something that you could quickly do is if you go type in on your phone, on Google, just type in spiritual meaning of 444, and then I feel a good energy and vibration from the Joanne Sacred Scribes website. So go to that website and then read up about 444. Every number has its own vibration and frequency and meaning, and they come through at times when we are say, if you can see what I was just talking about in the video, right when I said that number, it could be a connection to bring confirmation and clarity.